Features of the parliamentary privileges in the Indian Constitution is borrowed from the British Constitution. The Indian Parliament's privileges, among other provisions, are contained in Article 79 to Article 122 of the Indian Constitution. Parliamentary privileges are the special rights, immunities, and exemptions enjoyed by the two houses of the Parliament, their committees, and their members. These privileges are defined in Article 105 of the Indian Constitution. Origin of the parliamentary privileges in India. The origin of the parliamentary privileges in India can be traced as far back as 1833 when a fourth member was added to the Governor General's Council following the Charter Act of 1833. Sources. Basically, they are based on five sources, namely constitutional provisions, various laws made by the Parliament, rules of both the houses, parliamentary conventions, and judicial interpretations. Classification. The parliamentary privileges can be classified into two broad categories: collective privileges and individual privileges. Collective privileges are enjoyed by each house of the parliament collectively, whereas individual privileges are enjoyed by the members individually. Individual privileges belonging to the members individually are the freedom from arrest, freedom from speech, prohibits publication of the proceedings, excludes strangers. Freedom from arrest. The members enjoy freedom from arrest in any civil case 40 days before and after the adjournment of the House, and also when the House is in session. No member can be arrested from the limits of the Parliament without the permission of the House to which he belongs, so that there is no hindrance in performing their duties. If the detention of any member of the Parliament is made, the chairman or the speaker should be informed by the concerned authority of the reason for the arrest. But a member can be arrested outside the limits of the House on the criminal charges against him under the Prevention Detention Act, the Essential Services Maintenance Act, that is ESMA, and the National Securities Act NSA, or any such act. Freedom of speech in Parliament. The freedom of speech and expression guaranteed to a citizen under Article 19(2) is different from the freedom of speech and expression provided to a member of the Parliament. It has been guaranteed under Article 105(1) of the Indian Constitution, but the freedom is subject to the rules and orders which regulate the proceedings of the Parliament. Limitations. The freedom of speech should be in accordance with the constitutional provisions and subject to rules and procedures of the Parliament as stated under Article 118 of the Constitution. Under Article 121 of the Constitution, the members of the Parliament are restricted from discussing the conduct of the judges of the Supreme Court and the High Court. Right to prohibit the publication of the proceedings. Article 105(2) of the Constitution. No person shall be held liable for publishing any reports, discussions, etc. of the House under the authority of the member of the House. For paramount and national importance, it is essential that the proceedings should be communicated to the public to aware them of what is going in the Parliament. Right to exclude strangers. The members of the House have the power and right to exclude strangers who are not the members of the House from the proceedings. This right is very essential for the securing free and fair discussion in the House. Collective privileges. The privileges which are enjoyed by both the houses collectively. It includes the right to publish its own orders, reports, and other proceedings, right to exclude strangers, right to follow its own procedure for its smooth working, right to punish for the breach of these privileges, freedom from arrest, no member to be arrested without the permission of the presiding officer, right to get immediate information regarding release of members. Exclude strangers. It can exclude strangers from its proceedings and hold secret sittings to discuss some important matters. Publish reports. The House has the right to publish its reports, debates, and proceedings, and also the right to prohibit others from publishing the same. The 44th Amendment Act 1978 restored the freedom of the press to publish true reports of the parliamentary proceedings without prior permission of the House, but this is not applicable in the case of the secret sittings of the House. Houses can make their own rules to regulate its proceedings and to conduct its business. It can punish members as well as outsiders for the breach of its privileges or contempt by warning, admonition, or imprisonment and suspension or exclusion in the case of the members. Courts are prohibited to inquire into the proceedings of the houses and its committees. No person, either a member or outsider, can be arrested and no legal process can be served within the premises of the house without the permission of the presiding officer. It has the right to receive immediate information of the arrest, detention, conviction, imprisonment, and release of a member. The Supreme Court in the state of Kerala versus K. Ajit and others observed that the privileges and immunities are not gateways to claim exemptions from the general law of the land, particularly as in this case the criminal law which governs the action of every citizen. Breach of privileges and contempt of the House. Breach of privilege when an individual or authority disregards or attacks any of the privileges, rights, and immunities either of the House individually or of the House in its collective capacity. The offence is termed as breach of privileges and is punishable by the House.